Welcome back to the Do Good, Do Well podcast, where we dive into the stories and strategies behind some of the most inspiring leaders and change makers today. Today, we have a powerhouse guest, someone who has turned challenges into opportunities and ideas into national models. Please welcome Luvina Beckley, founder and CEO of MHM and Associates Enterprises. Luvina, it's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here and to share my journey with your listeners.
Let's start with a little perspective. MHM has been in business for over 30 years. 30 years, that's not just longevity, it's legacy. What inspired you to start this company?
Oh, it's been quite the journey. I started MHM because I saw a critical need in communities, especially underserved communities, to access grants that could transform lives. I wanted to create a pathway for organizations and leaders who often lack the tools to compete for funding. Over the years, we've not only helped them secure millions in grants, but also empowered them to grow and thrive.
Millions is right. Let's not downplay this. You've secured grants when only 8 were funded nationwide, and you've piloted what's now a national model with your E3P3 framework. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Absolutely. The E3P3 model stands for environmental sustainability, economic development, and equity in areas like education, health, and social justice. It's coupled with a public-private philanthropic partnership approach. This model has been instrumental not just for MHM, but also for clients who adopt it. It's a framework that ensures every project aligns with funders' priorities, making grant proposals stronger and more successful.
It's no wonder you're in the 1% club of Black women business owners generating over $2.5 million in revenue. That's an incredible achievement, Luvina. How does it feel to have paved this path, not only for yourself, but for the next generation?
It's humbling and rewarding.
Now I want to dive into one of the most transformative moments you once told me that took place in your life, long before she was the CEO of MHM and a pioneer in the grants world. It goes back to your days coaching women's basketball. You mentioned to me you coached in the NCAA National Championship game in Fargo, North Dakota, and something happened there that still resonates with you today. Care to share?
Oh, absolutely. It's a story that has stuck with me for years. I was coaching women's basketball, and as you said, we made it all the way to the national championship. It was a big moment, not just for me, but for the school, the players who had worked so hard to get there, and all those watching this underdog team scratch its way to a championship game. We had this amazing point guard who happened to be my sister, who transferred from Division I Fresno State to play her senior year with me. A true leader on and off the court. She was our rock.
Sounds like a dream season. What happened?
It was, until it wasn't. Early in the second half of the game, she went down with a knee injury, torn ACL. It was devastating. I can still hear the silence in the gym when she hit the floor. And just like that, the dream we had worked for seemed to crumble.
Wow, that must have been such a tough moment.
It was heartbreaking for her, for the team, and honestly, for me as a coach. I had promised them that if they did the work, I would craft a path for us to make it to that game on that day. And they did the hard work, and me and my coaching staff crafted the plays to get us there. So when we ended up losing the game, and yes, we lost, there was a lot that was lost in that moment. The game was one thing, but what I saw in that moment was lost dreams. And while I wanted to be strong for everyone else, I couldn't shake the pain of seeing her dreams and ours shattered in real time.
That's a lot to process. How did that experience shape you moving forward?
Well, here's a picture of that team 20 years later. We got together in CA and laughed about old times.
Nice. You carry that with you as a reminder, I assume?
Yes, kinda. In truth, I just liked that team. They were just good, solid people. But if I had to reflect to what that moment, it taught me as I watched each and every one of them bounce back into lives full of new hopes, that resilience and perspective matters. Watching her go through that and then come back stronger showed me that setbacks are often setups for something greater. But I also learned that preparation and adaptability are everything. As a coach, I asked myself, Did I do enough to prepare the rest of the team to step up when the unexpected happened? That question has stayed with me.
You've turned a painful experience into a powerful lesson. What would you say to someone listening who feels like they've just lost their point guard?
I'd say this: take a breath, regroup, and ask yourself what's next. Don't let the setback define you. Instead, let it push you to prepare better, learn more, and grow stronger. And know that you're not alone. That's why I created the Grants Inner Circle, to provide the support and tools you need to bounce back and move forward.
Okay, achievements, Luvina. How does it feel to have paved this path, not only for yourself, but for the next generation?
I'll be honest, it's a responsibility that does not feel like a responsibility because I love what I do so much. My partner in MHM used to say, work is love made visible. I only in my later years began to understand what he meant. I want what I love to be made visible for my children, my family, and communities that are often left out of living their dream, like getting to the championship games, giving ourselves opportunities to win. That's why I created the Grants Inner Circle.
The Grants Inner Circle. This is what I've been waiting to hear more about. Why did you create it and what makes it so transformative?
The Inner Circle is a culmination of everything I've learned in these 30 years. It's about making grants accessible and inclusive. I've seen too many passionate, brilliant leaders give up because the system feels stacked against them. This program provides the tools, strategies, and coaching they need to build their own grants fund quickly and start moving their dreams, innovations, programs, businesses forward without debt, investors, or the dreadful, God forbid, loans from family members.
I love that. You're flipping the script on funding models, what's included in the program. Give our listeners a sneak peek.
Sure, it's a hands-on experience with 6 live coaching sessions, access to our proprietary E3P3 grant software platform, and a vault of resources. We even include 30, 60, and 90-day challenges where we reveal a new economic circle that is supported by our grant fund, and we assist participants in getting their first or next funded grant. And here's the kicker. If someone doesn't feel it's a game changer after the first session, we'll refund their orientation fee. That's how confident I am.
Wow, now that's some confidence. But seriously, this is about more than just grants, isn't it?
I liked how you said that. Just grants. In truth, and all about grants.
How does your coaching experience and that experience at the national championship game or other key occurrences in your life tie into the work you do today?
Well, in the grants world and in business, unexpected challenges happen all the time. You might lose funding, face rejection, or hit roadblocks that feel insurmountable. But what I've learned is that success isn't about avoiding those moments. It's about how you respond. It's about preparing yourself and your team so that when life takes out your point guard, you can still find a way to keep moving forward.
I love that analogy. So, would you say that experience influenced the creation of the Grants Inner Circle?
Absolutely. The Grants Inner Circle is about giving people the tools and preparation they need so they're not caught off guard. It's about building a foundation that can withstand the unexpected, whether that's in securing funding, launching a program, or growing a business. I don't want anyone to feel the helplessness I felt in that moment. It's about how grants afford empowerment, increase access. It's about how grants support us in creating systems that work for the many, not the few. It's about grants helping others do good while also supporting ourselves in doing well. It's okay to say, I want to make money or make a lot of money to advance access to health and to create the life or lifestyle anyone desires. And know that when we say this, it does not stop us from doing good and supporting others. It's not a either or game, as I think most of us have succumbed to accepting without limiting beliefs, but rather a both and game.
You've said that so beautifully, Luvina. And before we wrap up, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone listening right now who feels stuck or unsure about taking this step?
Start now. The first step is the hardest, but it's also the most important. You have the power to create change, not just for yourself, but for others who will thank you for it. Join us in the Grants Inner Circle, and let's move the needle together.
Powerful words from an incredible leader. Thank you, Luvina, for sharing your journey in this amazing opportunity with us. Hang around after this. I would like to discuss the Grants Inner Circle and how I can engage, as I too have dreams that have been deferred due to lack of capital. So I am grateful that you have created something like this that gives me hope. And it really, really, really sounds like the game changer I have been waiting for.
Really? Well, thank you for hearing me, and thank you for having me. Your words and the works like yours that I hear repeatedly continues to fuel my vision to continue to serve the masses. That's my do good. It is what continues to keep me going, and it continues to shape me. And this platform in what I am being asked to make global, that of course is my do well.
What is your doing well going global with the Grant Circle?
No, just going global, primarily as a strategist speaker.
Well, with that, listeners, remember, life might throw you curveballs or take out your star player, but with resilience and the right preparation, you can always find a way forward in laughter and fun and good success.